Bhardwaj and welcome back to Code Brains. Hope you're doing good and are healthy, as it's really risky going outside, so I would suggest you to stay put in your houses and avoid going outside in any case until and unless it's a really emergency and you want to go out. And the last thing, keep yourself sanitized always, because you never know what might happen as the variants are increasing and so many things are happening. So precaution is better than cure. And if you're bored, then follow my channel and start something new. Learn something new, start a new project or anything. Or if not that, watch some series, web series, TV, movies, whatever you like. And if not that too, then you can play a game. And for a game, I would suggest you Genshin Impact, as I'm playing that and it's a really nice and interesting game to play. And if not gaming, I'm here with another video, that's Android Studio. The people who would have watched my previous video that was installation of Android Studio on Windows, they would be thinking that I will kill this guy. As I had mentioned last time that I'll be creating another video soon, as in a series because it's a playlist, and we'll be going around with Android Studio interface and we'll be creating some projects. So I'm really sorry for that, as even I didn't know that soon was gonna take this long. But कहते हैं ना, जब जागो तब सवेरा. So I'm here. So we'll be doing this Android Studio, and mind you guys that this particular series is not a tutorial on Android Studio, that I won't be teaching all the basics and then we'll be going along, as it started with installation, and in this particular video I'll be going on with the interface of Android Studio and few of the topics that I missed last time. And then from the next videos we'll be creating small projects, say a small application with very small or minimal functionality. Then we'll go ahead, we'll create something big, something enormous, something interesting. So that's what this series is about, creating projects, not exactly going from basics. And if you would have heard many people saying this, that जब करोगे तभी तो आएगा. So just start, and if you don't even know the concepts, when you're doing the projects you'll get the idea that what this code is doing, how the connection is happening. So without taking much of your time, let's begin. Okay, so guys, before actually starting the interface and the configuration thing that you need to see, I'll get on to the topic that I missed last time, which was minimum requirement for Android Studio to be running in your system, whether be it Windows, Mac, Linux or Chrome OS. Since I'll be working on with Windows, I'll be mentioning only about Windows. So other users, I'm really sorry, you can just read up the content over here. The site over here is developer.android.com. I'll be putting up in the link, description, so you can actually read it out from there. And coming to the Windows, the minimum requirement that you need is Windows 7 64-bit, 4 GB of RAM, 2 GB of available disk space, and here is the split up of 2 GB, how it's split it up in the how whatever it's required and everything. And finally 1280 into 800 minimum screen resolution. Well, I have no idea that how resolution matters, but anyways. And honestly speaking, the minimum requirement which is set over here is no, you cannot manage in that. And split up over here, as you can see, 500 MB for the IDE. Well, that's really outdated. Currently it is around 700 or 900 MB. And if you have this configuration, running Android Studio would be really tough, and at the end I'm pretty sure you'll end up leaving it and you won't come back to Android Studio, because honestly, come on, my configuration right now is Windows 10 64-bit, 8 GB RAM, 1 TB SSD, and not coming to the split up, and resolution is 1920 into 1080p. And the processor which I have is Intel Core i5. Don't ask the generation, I have no idea about it. I'm pretty sure it would be 5th gen and above, but anyways, this is my configuration, and I still face lagging issues, and sometimes when it's working, many things are running in the background, I'm unable to do anything. It gets not responding, then my system stops. Sometimes it so happens that I cannot do anything until and unless it finishes its processes. So that's the situation I'm facing. So come on, if you think my thing is slow, then how will the minimum requirement work? So my suggestion is for you guys is, of course, Windows 10 64-bit, RAM needs to be 16 GB and above. 8 GB won't do. It just won't do. And processor, I guess processor is fine if it is i5 and above. And fifth generation, yeah, fifth generation should be the minimum. Resolution, I'm not sure how it matters, but I don't think it is a problem, because nowadays whatever system is coming, it's 1920 into 1080p. So that is my recommendation. And about the storage, as in HDD, you can go with SSD, you won't have a problem, but my suggestion would be going with SSD, solid state drive, that is way faster than your normal STD. So that was my recommendation, and that's the whole topic about the requirements that you need for Android Studio. Why I'm saying this, because you might face problems later, and only problem you might face while installing or while working with Android Studio is due to your system configuration. So unless that's good enough, you cannot expect it to be running smoothly and efficiently. Now coming to the problems that you might face. Problems you might face are actually to the none. Almost you don't face any issues while installing Android Studio or while working with it. Only problem that you might face is due to the configuration errors, which I just mentioned. And another thing which you might face is if you don't have JDK, if you don't have SDK. So JDK you will install, like it will get installed if you you are installing Java, and that is a must if you want to run Android Studio on Java, as in Java as your programming language. So you need Java in your system, and if you haven't installed it on your system, I'll be putting up a link that I have already made as in the video to how to install Java and also the IDE. So you can refer that, and your JDK problem will be done. About the SDK, we'll be just looking up a moment later, because that is necessary, and what all SDKs are required, that also I'll be mentioning. So that also will be covering over here. These are the only problems which I think that you might face. If you face any other problems, just put it down in the comment section, and I will try to solve it as fast as possible. So that's it for the problems and the minimum requirement. Let's get on with the interface. Okay, so now let's get on with the interface and the configuration settings. So after installation and after everything, once you open Android Studio, then you'll have an interface something like this. Not exactly like this if you're opening it for the very first time. You're seeing this pane over here, which basically shows me all the projects that I have worked on. But here is only one thing, as I was just trying out that if it's working fine or not. So that was just a trial purpose and everything. I haven't actually worked much with Android Studio, as in this session or while installing this one. I have a bit of experience, but we'll get on to that later. Once you open Android Studio, you will have only this part. If it's for the very first time you're opening it, you won't have this pane. This is only for opening the existing project. So after you get this dialog box or the launcher, you can create a new project from here. You can open an existing project, but if it's the very first time you're opening it, then I don't think you'll have a project. Next one, you have get version control, get from version control. It's basically when, as an example, I would like to say that if you have created an application, and now it's like the versions of IDE, the programming language, whether be it Java or Kotlin or the Gradle, which is there in Android Studio, and everything, it will be of some version, and after sometimes 6 months there will be drastic change in the version. There will be a lot of updates. So it might so happen that your application won't run at that time. So what basically people do is put it on GitHub, and everything is over there. Then when everything is updated, like when you're opening Android Studio, you can just click over here, go to your GitHub repository, take a link from there, put it over here, and everything will be taken from GitHub and paste it in Android Studio. Everything, each and every hierarchy, the structure, everything will be in order, and all the updates and everything, it will just ask you over there that there's a version change, updated. So once you click on update, all the versions that was like the app was made on will be updated, and then you'll be able to access that project or the app. That's what your get from version control does. Profile or debug APK, as the name suggests, you basically debug your application. import project or Gradle settings. Basically, if you were working on some another IDE, then you can import its setting over here, or the project complete project. Next one, you have an import an Android code sample. It's basically a small snippet of Android Studio programs or application, just so that you get a basic idea, or you just start off with something. This is the normal structure of the launcher which you might get after opening Android Studio for the very first time. After second time or the third time, once you have created an application, you have saved it, then when you open the Android Studio, you will have this kind of interface with this pane showing all the projects that you have worked on with the complete path and the structure, everything. Now let's get on to the settings, that important settings that you might require. Click on configure over here. The important things that we'll be seeing is SDK Manager, AVD Manager, then we have check for updates. These are the three things that you need to keep in mind, and also plugins. The settings is the entire thing, as in whatever you are seeing over here, you'll get inside settings also. So you can once you have opened Android Studio, as in you have created a project, even then you can do all those stuff. But it's convenient over here, no? You have opened it and you have everything right over here, so you can do it. Everything will be changed, and you can do stuff from here itself, because Android Studio, once you run it, if you have prior experience in Android Studio, whenever you create a project, it takes a lot of time, and a lot of resources keep running in the background. So currently there's not much process going on in the background, as it's just a launcher and nothing is actually happening. So you can do all the stuff over here without much of lag, or without slowing down anything, and everything will be done. So let's get on with SDK Manager first. This is the Android SDK, or the Android version shown over here, that you'll be working around with. Let's get a proper picture. Once you click on this show package details, everything will be elaborated. These are the versions available to you on which you can work. You can create an application on a specific version. You can get system images of any Android version available over here, or all the Android versions available, your wish, so that you can test it on those particular Android versions. And how to go about it is, first off, when you're doing it for the very first time, you'll have this part, as in Android 11, or if you are the version, the time you're watching, probably that time you'll have another Android version. So you can look over there, whatever is there, the latest version will be selected by default. So currently for me, Android 11 was selected. So and for that only, it was SDK platform 30, the source from Android 30, and the system image setting. It was selected by default. So what that means is, I'll have Android 11 plugins and the system image to test my application. If you want another, well, by Google and by many other people, many other organization, it's suggested that you keep Android versions in your system or in your Android Studio minimum up to 4.1, because even now most of the application that runs, or people who are running Android, they still do have 4.1 Android version. So it is best that whatever application you're creating, it supports till 4.1. So you can have all the software support you can download from here. And system image, it's actually totally up to you, because it depends that on what version you want to test it out. So I only want to test it out on 10 and 9, so I have downloaded the system image for them. For others, if you want to do it, I'll show you from here what to do. Say if I want to do it from for 8.1, I'll click these things to get 8.1 support, and then I would select this part, as in Google API Intel x86 Atom system image. This will provide me the system image for 8.1 as an Android Oreo, and I'll be able to test my applications on this Android version. And for the support, I would recommend you guys that you download support for all these things, as in this Android SDK platform 26, and this one, sources of Android 26. It keeps on changing for the versions, so I would recommend you download these things for Android versions up to 4.1. And system image is totally up to you. Whatever, if you want to have like for everything, it's fine, but I don't think you'll be testing out all your applications, as in your application on all the versions, because each time you open the AVD or the simulator, it takes time, and if you are doing it on all the version, it will take a lot of time. It's totally up to you. I'm not saying not to do it, but if you want to do it, just select the system image and click on OK, and everything will be started. And there are other things also that you are seeing over here. You might be for Android 11, there is no TV application or watches application, so it's not available. But for Android 10, you have a TV system image, so Android TV can be selected over here. And if you want to create application for watches, then that is available from Android 9 and below. You don't have any watch application from 9 and above. So I've already selected 8.1 for trial, so I'll click on OK, and it will give me that these components will be installed in the disk. Click on OK, and your installation will start. Since there was only one version I was installing it for, I didn't get any another pop-up saying these all things are there, accept or decline. If you are downloading like most of them or many of them, then you'll have one more what do you say, a launcher or a folder popping up, which will say that these things are installed over here, accept the agreement or accept that or decline or whatever. So let's put this in background, and let's go to another thing that we need to see, that's AVD Manager. So let's click on AVD Manager and wait for a while. Okay, so so this screen gives me all the devices, as in Android, that I have installed. By installed, I mean virtually. So here you can create a virtual device as an Android device to you have that like you'll get a simulation of the phone with that particular Android device, and you can test your application on that. So how to do it is just click over here, that is create virtual device, and then you can choose a phone on which you want to test it out. So and you'll be seeing over here for few of the phones you have this Google Play Store icon. Well, that basically means that for that particular device you have Google Play Store support. What that means is, if you create a virtual device which has a Google Play Store support, for that virtual device will be able to access Play Store, and for rest of the devices which doesn't have this icon or the Play Store support, you won't be able to access Play Store in that particular virtual device. So I'll be selecting Pixel 4, and actually I can also create a new hardware profile from here, or import a hardware profile if I have. Let's click on hardware profile, name this device as come on, okay, I'll name it as my Pixel 4. You can name it whatever you like. You can increase the screen sizes up to you. I'll let it be as 5-inch. You can select a RAM, as in how much you want it to be. It's currently by default given as 2 GB. You can have it up to how much ever your device, as in your system, laptop or computer supports. So mine can go up to 8, but I will give only 4, as if I give 8, the complete resources will be given to the virtual device, and I won't be able to do much on my actual device. So I don't want to do anything over here. Let it be as it is. Supported device, state, portrait and landscape, yes. Back facing camera and front facing, that actually doesn't matter. You can select some skin from here, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to click on finish, then I'll click on next. Now here I get an option to select the Android version. So I have R and Q, that's 11 and 10, Pi as well. 8 I'm still downloading, like it's getting installed in the background, so I don't have that right now. So I'll go with, okay, I already have 11, so I'll go with 10. I'll click on next. Now I can name my AVD Manager. It's like, I mean AVD name. It's giving me my Pixel 4 and the API to 9. Well, I don't want API to 9 to be written over there on my device, so that's there. And then you have these two options, as in when the device is launched, what you want it to be, as in portrait or landscape. I want it to be portrait. I'll be going on with this. And you have this what do you say, error saying RAM must be 128 MB. You know what mistake I did? I just gave it 4 over there. It needs to be 4000. So we'll do some changes. As I'll come to my Pixel 4, go to the edit device, and here I'll make it 4048 or 24, and do finish. Okay, and there it goes. Now I'll click on finish, and my virtual device has been created over there. So when I need to test out something, I'll just show you once we go on to the project and we see how it actually works. So let's close this section, and the important section, next one, is plugins. Once you click on plugins, these are the plugins available to you. Like, this is on installed part, so these are the installed plugins which I have. And if you want to install other plugins, you can come on to marketplace and search for whatever plugin you want and install it. Next we have updates. You have to keep this in mind, that you have to keep everything updated, everything. Well, you will automatically get the notification that if it's updated or not, but it's always a best practice that you check once. I have recently installed Android Studio, so everything should be updated. But let's just click on this check for update and check that do I have any updates available or not. See, even though I have installed it recently, it shows that I have one update left. So I won't be actually doing it. If you want to do it, you can just click on update over here and it will start. But I already have SDK installing in the background, so if I want to do it, it will take a lot of time. And I have one more update available, that's Android simulation or emulator version. That's basically when you are running your virtual device, this emulator has the major role in that. This only gets your SDK running and going smoothly. So this has to be, I'm specifying it, this has to be updated. Okay, so that's it for the major configuration setting. Let's go on with the project. Once you click on create new project, you will have the basic templates available over here and options for which you want to create the application. It's a best practice that you go on with the empty activity, but if you have something specific in mind that you want to create and a template is available for that, go on with it. So we'll be going on with empty activity for now. Click on next and you'll have this screen stating whatever you want to name your application. So I already have an application naming first app, so I'll name it as second app. So as you would have seen, as I typed over your second app, even here the package name got updated, and if you'll notice, it is in reverse domain architecture or interface. Yeah, basically a domain name is always given as www.something.com, but here it's in reverse, com.example.second-app. It's always like this over here. Even in IntelliJ IDEA, when you will be doing, you would have seen this. This is the path where it will be, all my content for this particular application will be stored, but I don't want it to be there. As in, I want it to be there, but what will happen right now is everything, like, it won't create a specific folder for my second app. It will just shoot out the content over there, and it will be really messy. So what I want is, I will create a folder over there stating second app, naming second app, and I want all the content gone inside. That will be more organized, and it's always a best practice that your files are organized. Next, you have the language support. You have only two right now, as in Java and Kotlin. So I prefer in Kotlin, so I'll be going with Kotlin language. If you want to go with Java, go ahead. Next is the minimum SDK. As I had mentioned earlier, that Google says when you're creating an app, the minimum support, keep it as 4.5 Android version. it is a best practice, and over here you can see 99.8% of the devices will support it, as in they still run somewhere over 4.1 and above. Next, you don't need to do anything over here, just click on finish and the project will start. Just one thing, as I had mentioned earlier before, that once you create a new project, it takes a lot of time. So let's note down the time over here. Currently it's 5:10, and let's see by the time everything is done, as in complete building of Gradle, the project, file structure, setting up everything, how long it takes. And just for fun, if you guys are doing it along with me, once everything is done for you guys as well, just type in the duration of how much time it took actually, and it's just for fun. We'll just see how much time it took. And I'm not comparing over here because even you guys know that it's HDD, and I have already mentioned in my configuration it will take time. So we'll just see how long it takes. Okay guys, so it's done and it's 5:14 right now, 1:4. It surprisingly took only 4 minutes. To be honest, when I was doing the first app, as you would have seen, the first app which I had made, not exactly would have seen it, it was just shown over there that it's there. It took around 24 minutes, and it's really surprising that the second app took only 4 minutes. I'm shocked. Well, anyways, if you guys are interested, do give the duration in the comment section, that how much it took. Really good to see that how far I'm lagging. Okay, so you can see a pop-up over here, SDK install, which basically says 5 packages are ready to install or uninstall. That's basically the SDK which we just checked few minutes back, and that probably would have got downloaded, and now it's asking me if you want to install it. So I just click on continue and installation started, and it's done. Okay, so well, everything that was important for configuration settings and everything I have already told you, but how to do it when you are like in the project section, I'll be mentioning right now. Before that, let's just see this app structure. This basically is the app folder in your root folder, wherever you have selected, you know, as in the path where I just gave the second app, that folder, it will be right inside that. So this is the app inside which you have manifest folder, which contains this file .xml, and all the things in your application, as in the changes going from one screen to another, that is called as intent, and that you define over here. Next, you have Java folder, in which you have these 3 folders which we won't be going about right now, but with the name and this hint given over here, you can understand that it's used for testing. Next, you have resource folder, in which you have drawable, layout, minimap and values, that will be going about when we are actually making the application. So let's skip this for later. And this is the Gradle script, all the Gradle functionality and everything, one for app, one for project. Each and everything will be going about when we are actually making an application. Okay, so guys, the application ran, and guess what? It took me 10 minutes. How much? 10 minutes. Come on. That long? Are you kidding me? Well, anyways, that's the difference between SSD and SSD. SSD will have booted it up a lot faster. And as you can see, this app name is already given second app, but this actually doesn't do anything. It has only a text view saying hello world. That's the application, and that's how your AVD Manager will run. So for closing it, you can just click over here, power it down, or you can just click over here and stop it. That also will take some time, and that shouldn't be this long, but yeah. Here you can see this warning. It says your antivirus program might be impacting the speed or the performance of the Android Studio, but I don't think that's the case. But if you are running a heavy build Android if you're running a heavy build antivirus, then that might be the case. So if it is, then it's up to you if you want to disable it or not, but let it be. I don't think that should be an issue. So that's it for this video. We covered the basic configuration settings and everything and how to go about it. In the next coming sections, we'll start off with small application, small functionalities, and we'll see how to do XML designing, as in how to code it or how to design it manually and everything. If you guys don't know what exactly I mean by that, just wait for a few more minutes, or not exactly minutes, for a few more days. When I'll be creating the next video, we'll see that how we do it. So till then, stay tuned. And yes, in the starting of the video, I mentioned a game called Genshin Impact. If you guys are interested and want to know how it is and how everything looks, you can just wait for a few more minutes and see the preview of my gameplay. There isn't much on it that I have recorded, but a lot to see how the graphics are and how everything works. There might be a bit of lag, as in by the recording there was some issue, so please bear with it, and that won't exactly be the case. So if you are interested, just wait for a few minutes and see how the preview goes.
I taste blood.